More than 1,000 people are attending the annual News Press Marketwatch event at the Harborside Event Center today. It's to give us all a glimpse about what we should expect from our real estate market. And our own Denny Grimes, he's one of the presenters. He's here this morning for a sneak peek. Glad you're here this morning to explain Marketwatch for us. What happens at this event?
Well, it's the largest event of its kind in the country, where we have, I speak on residential, we have another speaker on commercial, and then somebody on the new home market. And we basically summarize the year and then give the best guess of what's happening in the coming year. And this is like the 15th or 16th year in a row the News Press has sponsored it.
And so often we've been right in the middle of what's happening nationally, so it's very timely.
Right, and it actually kind of ties exactly into my first point about the national market. And one of my points tonight will be don't be paying attention to the national news. And it's not really the fake news you hear about on the TV. However, the national news has very little to do with our market. In fact, if people read it too closely, it'll cause more harm than good, because sellers are reading about how crazy the market is across the country. It does not necessarily translate into this market, and it's causing sellers particularly to make bad decisions.
Yeah, we kind of lead the way, or more than the nation follows us more than anything.
Yeah, and so basically, yeah, so what they're reporting is not necessarily true here. And the other thing is that I'm going to point out tonight that, people understand that the market peaked in 2005 from a pricing standpoint, 2009 in sales. However, 2015 was a better year than 2016. We've been kind of talking about it all year. And I think that 2017 is not going to eclipse 2015. So our market's a little bit more sawtooth, which is good. It's okay. It's rational. However, the first-time home buyers, or the people that are looking in Fort Myers under 300 or in Collier County under 500, which I call the sweet spot, their affordability is going to be squeezed because interest rates are rising and prices are rising in those segments.
Do you think it's time to buy sooner or later in that sweet spot?
If you're buying, buy sooner versus later. Now, on the other side of that, in markets outside the sweet spot, over 300 in Lee County, over 500 in Collier County, there's a buildup of inventory, so there's going to be downward pressure. Buyers coming from the north are not going to be as rabid. And so what we're seeing is that sellers' expectations are here, buyers are willing to pay here, and there's a gap. There's an expectation gap. And sellers should sell sooner versus later, because I don't think it's going to get better as the year progresses.
Yeah, we can't always have those peak years, can we?
Nope. And I'd rather have it kind of like sawtooth and going up and then crashing and coming down. So the caveat is what's going to be the Trump effect, and there's some other issues going on in the unknowns. We'll talk about that tonight at Marketwatch.
And the commercial aspect of this all as well, with a lot of building going on right now, it seems like.
Right. And Stan Stoddard will be talking about the commercial market, and what's interesting about that, it generally follows residential. So they're probably, popping champagne corks, because their market's moving up because of maybe what we've seen in the residential in 2015. However, they're going to see a little bit of a slowdown as we slow down too.
So they're just a little step behind.
Right. And the new builders are feeling it as well. They would like to see more sales than they're getting. So all in all, it's a healthy market, not crazy.
I mean, talking about 1,000 people or so, can you still go if you want to Marketwatch tonight?
I'd have them email me, Danny@DannyGrimes.com, and see if there's any tickets. I know the website has been closed down. You can't get tickets online. There may be some available. If somebody wants to go, I'll do my best to help them out.
All right, Danny, thank you so much. Week News This Morning will be right back.